I never thought a single day could unravel everything I believed in. Hey, can we talk? She said, standing at my apartment door with that hesitant look I used to find adorable. Sure, I said, trying to sound casual. What's up? She avoided my eyes. I can't do this anymore, she whispered. My stomach dropped. Wait, what? I asked, stepping closer. I'm with him, she stammered, barely audible. With who? My voice cracked. She looked down at her hands. With Ryan, I'm leaving you for him. I laughed, a hollow sound. Ryan, my best friend? My hands were shaking. Yes, she said softly. I'm sorry, I never meant to hurt you. My chest tightened. You never meant to hurt me? You just destroyed everything I trusted, I shouted. My voice echoed in the empty apartment. I couldn't help it. I didn't plan this. Please understand, she pleaded. Understand? Understand that you took everything from me? My trust, my heart, my future? I stepped back, trying to breathe. I loved you. I know, she whispered, tears in her eyes. But I'm happy with him. I need to follow my heart. My vision blurred. How could the person I love most betray me like this? I wanted to scream, to hit something, anything. You're supposed to be my best friend, my partner, I shouted. And you just left me. Before I could process, my phone buzzed. It was a message from work. Due to restructuring, your position has been terminated. HR will contact you. My head spun. No, this can't be real, I muttered. I called my boss. What's this? I was just assigned that project. I demanded, This is final, Michael. I'm sorry. Jessica's recommendation helped the transition. She thought you weren't ready for leadership, my boss said coldly. My heart sank. Jessica, my ex, the one who just left me, had convinced them I wasn't good enough. I slammed the phone down. My apartment felt smaller, suffocating. I sank onto the couch, rubbing my face. How did I miss this? How did I not see any of this coming? I whispered to myself. Memories of shared laughter, late-night talks, and dreams of the future flooded me, now twisted with betrayal. I had trusted them both completely. The door clicked open. Ryan walked in, casual, smiling. Hey, man. Heard everything? I'm sorry. I looked up, disbelief and fury burning in my chest. Sorry? You took my life, my girlfriend, and my career. And you say you're sorry? I spat. I didn't mean for it to hurt this much, he said, rubbing the back of his neck. We didn't plan for it to go this far. I laughed bitterly. Didn't plan? You stole everything I had and you think it's some accident? My hands were trembling. Get out! I shouted. He froze, then backed away slowly. I'll leave. I just hope someday you understand. The door clicked, leaving me alone with my heartbreak and humiliation. I slumped further into the couch, staring at the floor. Anger, disbelief, and sorrow tangled inside me. I had been blindsided by the two people I trusted the most. I whispered to the empty room, How do you even start over when your world falls apart in a single day? My mind replayed every word, every smile, every promise. Nothing seemed real anymore. Everything I had built felt like sand slipping through my fingers. I couldn't sleep that night. I sat by the window, staring at the city lights, my hands shaking. I trusted them. I gave everything and they destroyed me, I murmured. I didn't know if I would ever feel safe again, if I would ever trust anyone. The world seemed darker, colder, and I realized I had to survive this somehow. I didn't leave my apartment for 2 days. The walls felt closer, tighter, as if they were mocking me. My phone buzzed and I saw Mike's name. My closest friend. Hey, you're awake? His voice was cautious. I guess, I muttered. I don't feel like talking. Look, man. I know what happened. And I know it hurts. Hurts? I scoffed. Hurt doesn't even begin to cover it. She left me. Ryan stole everything I had, and even my boss, my own boss, believed their lies. Everything is gone, Mike. My voice broke. I get it, he said softly. But sitting here drowning in it, that won't bring anything back. I can't just... Move on, do you understand? I trusted them, Mike. I gave everything and they spat on it. They all did. I yelled, my hands trembling. Even my own family, they never called me. They didn't check on me. I think they're more worried about appearances than me. I know it feels like that now, he said, but you can't let this define you. You're better than this, I laughed bitterly. Better? Better doesn't pay rent, Mike. Better doesn't fix the fact that the woman I loved is in his arms right now. Better doesn't put my career back together. Maybe not today, he said calmly. But tomorrow, you can rebuild. You can make them regret underestimating you. You're stronger than you think. I stared at him through the screen. Rebuild? I can barely get out of bed. I replay everything, every smile, every joke, every stupid thing I thought was safe. And now it's all twisted. I feel like I failed myself. You didn't fail, Michael. They did, Mike said firmly. They chose betrayal. You chose trust. There's a difference. Difference? They're happy. They stole my life, my love, my future. And I'm just... Here, I whispered. The apartment felt suffocating. I don't even want to see anyone. I don't want to hear them laugh or talk about me behind my back. I just want it to stop. Isolation won't help, he said. Come out for dinner. Let me take you somewhere. No one will judge. Just breathe for a bit. I can't, I said, shaking my head. I don't feel like it. I can't. My eyes wandered to the corner of the room and I saw it. Her gift. The bracelet she gave me on my birthday, sitting on the floor, broken when I dropped it in anger 2 days ago. I picked it up, tracing the delicate chain with trembling fingers. She didn't even think about this, I muttered. She left. And this is all that's left. Just a piece of metal that used to mean something. You still have that? Mike asked. Yeah. I guess it's stupid, but I can't let it go. Not yet, it reminds me. Reminds me of what they took. Reminds me that I'm nothing to them now. Nothing? He asked quietly. Michael, you're everything. You just don't see it yet. You're at rock bottom, but that's where you start climbing. The people who betrayed you will never see it coming. I clenched the bracelet in my fist. Climbing. Yeah, maybe, but right now, I feel hollow. I feel like I've lost not just them, but myself. You haven't, he said firmly. You're alive. You're breathing. You're thinking. That means there's still a fight left in you. I stared at the broken bracelet again. A strange warmth surged through me, a mix of anger and clarity. Fight, yeah. I won't just sit here and rot while they celebrate. I can't. Exactly, Mike said, relief in his voice. Use this. Let it fuel you. Not to hurt them recklessly, but to rise above them. Make them regret ever betraying you. Maybe I can, I whispered, staring at the bracelet. Maybe it's not just a piece of metal. Maybe it's a reminder. A spark. You're not alone, Mike said softly. I'll help you. Step by step, you'll get there. I nodded, though he couldn't see me. Yeah, I guess I'll try. Step by step. But first, I need to feel it, all of it. The anger, the hurt. It's all I have right now. That's fine, he said. Feel it, then use it. I put the bracelet in my pocket, my fingers brushing it repeatedly. A fire started somewhere deep inside me, a fire that wasn't just about heartbreak anymore. It was about justice, about reclaiming everything they thought they could take from me. And I would, somehow, I would. I didn't know what pulled me out of my slump. Maybe it was Mike's words, or maybe the emptiness finally hit a point I couldn't ignore. My phone buzzed with an unknown number. Hello? I answered cautiously. Michael? A deep, steady voice asked. I'm Samuel Green. I hear you're looking for a second chance. I don't know what you mean, I said. My heart raced. Don't play coy. I've been observing the market and you have potential. But potential wasted stays wasted. I can help you change that. Change how? I asked, unsure if this was a scam or my last lifeline. I invest in people, Michael. Not just money, but guidance. You've hit rock bottom, yes? Good, that's where real growth begins. I don't know, I said, hesitation heavy in my chest. I've lost everything. I don't even know where to start. You start by leaving the past behind. Stop dwelling on betrayal. Channel that fire into something productive. Come to my office tomorrow. No excuses, I hung up, staring at the phone. Samuel Green. A stranger, a chance, a spark. Maybe it was foolish, but maybe it was the first door opening since everything closed. The next morning, I walked into his office, nerves twisting my stomach. He didn't waste time. Sit, Michael. Tell me why you think you're worth investing in. I don't know, I admitted. I've been lost, betrayed, fired. I don't even know what I'm good at anymore. He leaned back, steepling his fingers. Lost is fine. Betrayal is fine. Fired is excellent. These are opportunities disguised as pain. You see, Michael, winners don't cry over losses. They study them, they grow. They strike back smarter. Strike back, I whispered. His words felt like a key turning in a lock. Exactly, he said. But first, you need discipline. I'll guide you, yes. But I won't coddle you. You'll work harder than you ever have, and I will push you to your limits. Are you ready? I hesitated. I think I am. Think? He snapped, a sharp smile. You are, or you walk out that door. No thinking. Action. Yes. I am ready, I said, my voice firmer than I expected. He studied me for a moment, then nodded. Good. Day 1, Michael. You'll learn to see opportunities where others see obstacles. You'll learn to manipulate numbers, people, situations, ethically, of course. By the end of the year, you will not recognize the man you are now. Mark my words. I don't know if I deserve this, I said quietly. I've failed so much already. Deserve? He said, leaning forward. Deserve doesn't matter. Results matter. You'll either produce them or you won't. Your heartbreak, your failures, they're tools. Use them. I felt something shift inside me. A small ember of determination ignited, fanned by anger and humiliation. Okay, I said. I'll use them. I won't waste this. Good, he said, finally smiling. Tomorrow we start with the fundamentals. But first, tell me something. Do you want revenge? I frowned. Revenge? I don't know. Maybe not yet. I think I just want to rise. Rising is revenge in its purest form, he said softly. Make no mistake, Michael. By the time you're done, those who left you behind will see a man they no longer recognize, and they'll regret underestimating you. I nodded slowly. His words sank in. My anger, my betrayal, it could be fuel. Not reckless, not impulsive fuel, but strategy. Every slight, every betrayal could be a stepping stone. I left his office feeling something I hadn't felt in weeks. Purpose. A plan began forming in my mind, thread by thread. I would rise. I would become someone untouchable. And when the time came, those who hurt me would witness my success, powerless to stop it. For the first time in months, I smiled. Not the hollow smile I'd forced before, but a sharp, determined grin. This was the turning point. This was the day I decided to stop being a victim and start being a strategist. And I wouldn't look back. I didn't realize how much work it would take to rebuild myself. Samuel was relentless. Michael, numbers don't lie. People don't lie. If you want control, you have to master both, he said, as I stared at the spreadsheet for the third time that morning. I'm trying, but it's a lot, I admitted, rubbing my temples. Trying isn't enough. You have to do. Action beats hesitation every time, he snapped. His eyes were sharp, piercing. Yes, sir, I muttered. But the truth was, I was starting to feel alive again. You look different, Samuel said one evening. More confident. Don't let it fade. Confidence is the currency of influence, I smiled faintly. I guess I'm learning that the hard way. Good. Hard lessons stick longer than easy victories, he replied. The months blurred. I spent endless nights analyzing, negotiating, calling contacts, building networks. I'd stumble, make mistakes, lose small deals, but I never gave up. One night Mike called. How's it going? Feeling stronger? I am, I said, leaning back in my chair. I closed a small deal today. Nothing huge, but it's progress. That's huge, man. I knew you had it in you, he said. I guess I'm just realizing what I'm capable of when I stop pitying myself. I paused. Some days I still think about them, though. Jessica, Ryan, everyone who left me behind. It fuels me. Good, Mike said softly. Use it, but don't let it control you. Make it part of the fire that drives you. I nodded, staring at my reflection in the office window. The man looking back was sharper, more focused. Yeah, this is different. I'm different. One morning, Samuel handed me a sleek business card. You've earned this. Call it a tool for influence. Make your first impression unforgettable. I examined it, my fingers brushing the embossed letters. This feels like a statement. Exactly. People respect presentation. Don't underestimate it, he said. I decided to test myself. I walked into a potential client meeting, dressed in a tailored suit I bought with my first earnings, and projected confidence I didn't fully feel yet. The client, a skeptical older man, leaned back and crossed his arms. You're young. Why should I trust you? I've learned more in the past year than most do in a decade, I said evenly. I can deliver results, and I have the drive to see them through. He studied me for a long moment, then smiled. All right, show me. After I left, I called Mike. I did it. First major client. They trusted me. I knew you would, he said. Feels good to see progress, huh? Yeah, I said, a grin spreading. Feels amazing. And it's only the beginning. I can see it now, the bigger picture. I'll be ready for everything they thought I'd never recover from. Samuel's words echoed in my mind. Confidence is currency. Master numbers. Master people. I began to envision my eventual reckoning. Not reckless revenge, but controlled, precise. I'd rise, they'd notice, and they'd regret underestimating me. The next week, I bought my first luxury car. As I ran my hand over the dashboard, I whispered to myself, not just money control, power, independence. It wasn't about showing off. It was about marking the distance between who I was and who I was becoming. I encountered minor rivals along the way, colleagues who tried to undermine me, contacts who doubted my youth, but I handled them with calm confidence. "Michael, they're trying to push you down," Samuel warned once. "I know," I replied. "But I'm not letting them. They can't stop progress." The nights were long, but every late hour reinforced my resolve. I'd sit in my apartment, reviewing deals, replaying negotiations, adjusting strategies. Mike would call sometimes. "You're obsessive," he'd tease. "I have to be," I'd reply. "If I let up, I lose momentum. I won't let them win. Not now." And through it all, the memory of betrayal lingered, not as a wound anymore, but as fuel. Every small victory, every new connection, every deal closed made me feel stronger. The fire inside me burned steadily now, not chaotic, not desperate, but precise. I looked at myself in the mirror one night, brushing back my hair, adjusting my tie. "This isn't just survival," I whispered. "This is preparation. Preparation for everything I'll take back, everything I'll prove. I've been reborn." I finally allowed myself a small, sharp smile. Not the hollow one I'd worn before, but a confident, dangerous one. The man who had been powerless, betrayed, and abandoned was gone. In his place stood someone who would rise, and soon they'd all see it. I walked into the office party feeling a strange mix of anticipation and calm. Ryan didn't see me at first, talking animatedly with a few colleagues. Jessica was laughing at something someone said, her head thrown back carelessly. I paused at the entrance, taking a deep breath. "Michael, is that you?" Lisa, a former coworker, leaned closer. Her eyes widened. "Wow, you look different." "I had a rough year," I said lightly, smiling. "Learning some hard lessons," Lisa raised an eyebrow. "Hard lessons, huh? Looks like they worked." "They did," I admitted. "You know, sometimes you lose everything to find out who you really are." She nodded slowly. "Well, you're impressive. Even Samuel Green mentioned you're making waves." I smirked subtly. "I'm just getting started." Ryan finally noticed me. His eyes went wide. "Michael? What are you doing here?" "I came to see old friends," I said evenly, stepping closer. "It's been a while." Jessica turned, her smile faltering when she saw me. "Michael, you look different," she said, unsure. "Yes," I said softly. "Different. You left me behind once, remember? I'm just learning to walk without you in my life." Ryan laughed nervously. You've changed." "You're successful?" I shrugged, trying to appear nonchalant. "Success is relative. I'd say I'm getting there. But it's funny. I remember the look on your faces when I got fired, when you thought I was nothing. Did it feel good?" Jessica flushed. "Michael, that's not fair." "I'm not here to be fair," I said, my tone sharp. "I'm here to reclaim what I built. And let me tell you, the view from where I am now, it's far better than the one I had watching you betray me." Lisa looked between us, intrigued. "Careful, Michael. You're starting to make waves." "I don't make waves," I said. "I create tides." Later, I found myself at the center of a small group discussing a potential project. My input was confident, measured. People listened. They leaned in. Ryan tried to interrupt. "I think we should—" "Ryan," I said, cutting him off smoothly, "I appreciate your input. But let's consider what actually brings results." I ran the numbers. "This approach will maximize outcomes for everyone." He froze, eyes darting around. Right," Jessica whispered to someone nearby. He's really different now." I smiled faintly. That's exactly what I wanted. Recognition, curiosity, a touch of fear. It was satisfying, but I didn't let it show too much. This wasn't reckless revenge, not yet. This was careful strategy. Lisa nudged me later. "You've got control, Michael. It's subtle, but everyone's noticing. Even the ones who ignored you." "I know," I said softly. "And that's the point. Let them think I'm harmless while I build momentum. They'll underestimate me just like they always did." A memory flashed in my mind. Ryan laughing at my nervous presentation months ago, Jessica whispering in the corner with my boss. The arrogance, the carelessness. I remember everything, I muttered under my breath. Every smirk, every lie, every betrayal. I'll remember it all. You okay? Mike's call came through my phone. You sound focused. I am, I said. Focused. It's strange, Mike. I feel satisfaction just being here, seeing them realize I'm not who I was. But I'm not done yet. Not even close. Good, he said. That fire will carry you further than you think. Keep it controlled, I nodded, walking through the room. I engaged in casual conversations, subtly influencing opinions, making connections. Each handshake, each confident remark was a small victory. People who once dismissed me now leaned in, curious, slightly intimidated. At the bar, Ryan approached me again. Michael, we didn't expect this. You never expected me to rise, I said. That's always been your mistake. Jessica's lips parted, but no words came out. I left her staring, unflinching, and returned to my group. Each move was calculated, deliberate. I wasn't seeking chaos. I was establishing control. By the end of the night, I felt it. The first real taste of power, subtle but intoxicating. I left the party with a quiet confidence. The memory of betrayal still burning, now turned into strategy. Every smile, every polite nod, every awkward glance from them reminded me this is just the beginning, and when the time came, they would see how far I had truly come. I watched from my office window as Jessica argued with someone over her phone. Her voice was sharp, but I could hear the frustration underneath. No, I don't care what you think. I know what I'm doing, she shouted, pacing back and forth. Mike leaned against my desk. Looks like karma's catching up, huh? I'm just observing, I said, sipping my coffee. It's satisfying. She left you, Michael. You have every right to enjoy this. I'm not enjoying it recklessly, I said. I'm noting patterns. Recklessness doesn't help me. It only helps me see their flaws. Later that week, I bumped into Ryan at a networking event. His suit was too tight, his confidence forced. Michael, hey, he stammered. Ryan, I said smoothly. You looking stressed. Everything okay with your project? He laughed nervously. It's going. We've had some setbacks, but nothing serious. I raised an eyebrow. Setbacks? That's unusual. You were so confident last quarter. He forced a grin. Yeah, well, circumstances change. Indeed, I said lightly. I walked away, but the smirk on my face lingered. Observing them unravel without interference was far more satisfying than confrontation. Every mistake, every oversight, every arrogance-fueled slip was proof of what I had endured and survived. At another gathering, my former colleague Mark approached me. Michael, you're impressive. Everyone's talking about your deals. Ryan's struggling, Jessica's relationship is crumbling, and even the bosses are questioning credibility. How did you do it? I smiled, keeping my voice casual. I focused. I didn't waste energy chasing revenge. I built myself, Mark nodded. Seems like patience really pays off. I learned that early, I said. Sometimes the best revenge is not acting, just letting consequences unfold. That evening, I overheard a conversation between Jessica and a mutual acquaintance. I can't believe he did that. I thought it would work out with Ryan. I didn't see this coming. I stayed silent, arms crossed. Her panic, her surprise, it was a mirror of the chaos she caused in my life. The following week, Ryan called me unexpectedly. Michael, can I ask you something? Depends, I said casually, though curiosity twitched at the back of my mind. Do you feel satisfaction seeing me struggle? He asked nervously. I feel satisfaction only in understanding, I said evenly. Observing. Every action has consequences. You learned that the hard way, he hesitated. I didn't think it would end like this. Hubris is a dangerous thing, Ryan, I said. You acted carelessly and now you're paying for it. But don't worry. You'll learn from this, or you won't. That's on you. Over the next few days, reports filtered in. Jessica's relationship was faltering publicly. Arguments leaked, humiliation small but noticeable. Ryan missed deadlines, floundered in meetings, his reputation slipping. My former rival, Charles, stumbled during a presentation, tripping over statistics I knew he had counted on to impress the board. I smiled quietly to myself. Each ripple of misfortune was natural, organic, yet deliciously symbolic. They had built their lives on arrogance and recklessness. Now it returned to them like a cold wind. Mike called one night. "You're sitting back and watching them crumble. Isn't it tempting to intervene?" "Tempting," I admitted. "But intervention spoils the lesson. I'm content observing. Strategy requires patience. I won't act until it serves me fully." "Patience is hard when you've been wronged," he said. "I've learned restraint," I said. "And that's what makes this satisfying. Every misstep I witness reinforces my path. Every rumor, every failed meeting, every tense interaction, it's confirmation. I survived their betrayal. And now they see what happens when they underestimate someone." At a gala, I saw Jessica stumble through a speech, mispronouncing names, fumbling facts. Ryan's phone buzzed endlessly during a critical presentation. Charles's proposal was quietly dismissed in a closed-door meeting. I could have intervened, corrected errors, saved face for them, but I didn't. I let them flounder, watched the arrogance crumble naturally. I leaned back in my chair later that night, reflecting. This is control, I thought. Not revenge, not yet, but observation, strategy, and patience. Let them act recklessly. Let them reveal weakness. Then the balance shifts entirely. I caught a glimpse of my reflection in the window. The man staring back was calm, composed, sharp. I felt the thrill of regained power, not loud or explosive, but quiet, internal and intoxicating. Every failure I witnessed was a reminder. I was no longer powerless. Mike's voice echoed in my memory. Let the world reveal itself. Let others stumble while you stand steady. Exactly. Standing steady, building silently, and letting the consequences unfold, it was a power I had underestimated before. And now I understood it fully. Before leaving the office that night, I glanced at the city below, lights flickering like tiny sparks of opportunity. Each spark reminded me. The ones who betrayed me were faltering. The world was shifting, and I was ready for the next move. Patience had rewarded me with clarity. Observation had granted me insight, and strategy had shown me that the first wave of karma had already begun. I smiled faintly, letting the satisfaction settle deep. Soon I would act, but for now I simply watched, and the thrill of control coursed through me. The boardroom felt colder than I remembered. The polished table gleamed under fluorescent lights, but I barely noticed. Ryan and Jessica were seated across from me, their expressions a mixture of shock and apprehension. "Michael," Ryan stammered. You're here? How?" I leaned back in my chair, letting the silence stretch. "I suppose you expected me to disappear forever," I said calmly, letting the edge in my voice do the work. Jessica's eyes narrowed. You've changed. And you're successful?" "I am," I said smoothly, tapping the table lightly. "I've built everything you took from men back and then some. But I'm not here to talk about that, at least not yet." Ryan shifted uncomfortably. We didn't think..." "You didn't think at all," I interrupted. "Do you remember the day you laughed at my presentation?" "Jessica," you whispered behind my back to Ryan, plotting my downfall. "And Ryan, you thought stealing my ideas would make you untouchable. Well, look at us now," Jessica flushed. "Michael, that was a long time ago. We were careless?" I asked, letting a slow smile creep across my face. "Selfish? Arrogant? Yes, that's what you were. And now, the results of your recklessness are staring you in the face." Ryan swallowed hard. "I didn't think..." "Exactly," I said, leaning forward. "You didn't think. And now you're scrambling. Your credibility is crumbling, your projects are failing, and everyone who once listened to you is questioning your judgment. All because you underestimated me." Jessica's voice trembled. "Michael, it's not fair to Fair?" I laughed softly. "Fair has nothing to do with it. You chose betrayal. You chose arrogance. I merely survived and grew. Everything that's happening to you now is simply the natural order of things." I caught Mark's glance across the room. He'd been observing quietly, a small nod acknowledging my transformation. He'd seen me rise, and now he was witnessing the reckoning firsthand. Ryan's hands clenched into fists. You can't just..." "Oh, I can," I said, my voice calm but firm. "Not because I'm vengeful. Not because I'm angry. I can because I planned, I worked, and I became someone you never imagined I could be. That's power, Ryan. That's influence. And you, Jessica, and your arrogance? You're learning too late what it means to misjudge someone." Jessica's lips quivered. "Michael, we didn't know..." "I know," I said softly. "You didn't know. And that's why it's so striking to watch. You thought I'd crumble. You thought I'd beg or break. But I didn't. I grew. I thrived. And now you see me, not as a friend, not as someone you could manipulate, but as someone untouchable. Ryan's face went pale. Untouchable, you mean your company? Your success? I smirked. Partially. But untouchable isn't about money, Ryan. It's about control, strategy, and patience. Qualities you lacked. Mark leaned in, whispering to me with a grin. This is spectacular. They're realizing it now. Yes, I said quietly, savoring the moment. The realization is more potent than confrontation ever could be. Watching them panic, trying to grasp why everything they counted on is slipping, it's poetic. Jessica's voice cracked. Michael, I didn't expect this. You didn't expect me to rise, Jessica. You didn't expect me to survive betrayal and grow stronger. And now you're experiencing the very helplessness you inflicted on me. Ryan's eyes darted around the room. I messed up. I didn't mean to. You didn't mean to? I repeated. That's the thing, Ryan. Your intentions never mattered. Actions did. Betrayal is measured in results. And the results are clear. You failed. You underestimated me. Jessica's shoulders slumped. I see that now. I let a long pause settle over the room. The tension was thick, a mixture of fear, regret, and disbelief. I leaned back in my chair, letting them stew in their realization. This wasn't cruelty. It was justice in its purest, quiet form. Mark whispered again. You've completely changed the dynamic. I know, I said softly, my eyes fixed on Jessica and Ryan. And this is just the beginning. Control, influence, patience, these are my tools. You'll remember this day, not because I humiliated you, but because you see what happens when arrogance meets strategy. I stood, gathering my papers calmly. I have meetings to attend, deals to close, and a life to live. Remember, this confrontation isn't about revenge. It's about clarity. You'll see the consequences of your choices unfold naturally from here on. Jessica's voice trembled. Michael, I understand now. Good, I said quietly. Understanding is the first step. Maybe one day humility will follow. I walked out, each step measured, each glance back leaving them with the weight of their actions. The thrill of regained control pulsed quietly through me, mingling with a lingering empathy. I wasn't heartless. I had simply learned to balance justice, strategy, and patience. As I stepped into the hall, I whispered to myself, this is power. And they'll never see the next moves coming. I stepped into the building, the weight of the moment pressing down, but my steps were calm, deliberate. Ryan and Jessica were already there, speaking with a junior associate. Their faces turned pale when they saw me approaching. Michael, Jessica's voice faltered. What are you doing here? I smiled faintly, the kind of smile that held both control and threat. I came to finish what I started. Do you remember everything you took from me? The opportunities, the trust, the respect? Ryan swallowed hard. We didn't know, we didn't think. You didn't think, I said, cutting him off smoothly. And that's why you're about to see how far someone can rise when left to themselves. Jessica took a step forward. Michael, please, this isn't necessary. You don't have to. I disagree, I said calmly. This is necessary. For me, for clarity, and for the consequences that were always coming. I walked past them, straight into the office that used to belong to Ryan. Everything was familiar, yet mine now. I touched the edge of the desk, feeling the shift. Funny, I said, glancing back. This used to be his. He mocked me here, doubted me here, and now I let the pause stretch. I'm in control, Ryan's lips parted. How did you work? I said simply. Strategy, patience, and refusing to crumble when betrayal hits. Jessica's voice rose. You don't need this, Michael. Revenge won't heal. It already has, I said, smiling faintly. Healing isn't about forgetting. It's about taking the pieces left behind and building something stronger. And I've done exactly that. A junior associate who had quietly observed me whispered, Michael, the board just approved your acquisition. You now control the entire division. I nodded, letting it settle in the air. Control isn't just about money, though. It's about respect, influence, and proving competence, all of which you underestimated. Ryan shook his head, panic creeping in. This isn't real. You can't. Watch, I said calmly. Everything you mocked, every decision you thought would break me, every smirk at my expense, it's reversed. And now you see the consequences in real time. Jessica's hands trembled. Michael, I see it now. You see it too late, I interrupted. I'm not here for apologies. I'm here for clarity, closure, and to finish the chapter you thought you'd ended. I walked to Ryan, placing a hand on the desk he used to dominate. Do you feel it? The shift? The realization that you misjudged me completely? Ryan's voice shook. I didn't know, I never imagined. Exactly, I said softly. You never imagined. And that was your mistake. Every mistake you made was a gift for me. Every betrayal, every laugh at my struggle, every dismissal of my potential, it fueled this moment. Jessica's eyes welled with tears. Michael, I regret everything. I didn't mean... Regret is irrelevant now, I said, voice steady. Regret is something you live with. I've lived, I've grown, and I've risen. The power of regret is wasted on me, but you will carry it. I signaled to my new associates, who began updating the office, making it clear I had taken full control. Every subtle gesture, every small symbolic act, from adjusting the plaques on the wall to the employees acknowledging my authority, cemented the reversal of roles. Mark, standing nearby, whispered, "They're stunned. Completely." I nodded. They should be. This isn't just business. This is the result of perseverance, strategy, and refusing to be broken. They can't undo it no matter what they feel now. Ryan's voice cracked. Michael, please, I didn't know you didn't know, I repeated. And that's exactly the point. I've surpassed what you thought possible. You're staring at someone who not only survived betrayal, but thrived beyond the limits you imagined. Jessica choked back a sob. I never realized... No, I said softly. You never did. And now you understand, even if it's too late to change anything. This isn't just revenge. It's the culmination of patience, growth, and resilience. That's what matters. I walked to the center of the office, letting my presence dominate the room. I've reclaimed everything and more. But the most important thing isn't control or money. It's knowing that I built something unshakable, something you underestimated completely. That's my victory. Ryan and Jessica remained frozen, their pride shattered, their arrogance replaced by raw understanding of what they lost. They whispered, but I barely heard. It didn't matter. The look in their eyes, the trembling in their hands, the silence between words, that was the proof. I leaned against the desk, reflecting internally. All the pain, all the betrayal, all the nights of self-doubt, they led to this. Not just revenge, but transformation. I'm stronger, wiser, and untouchable now. They wanted to see me broken, but instead they witnessed my rise. I glanced at Mark and Mike, nodding slightly. This is closure, I whispered. Not loud, not flashy, but undeniable. Jessica finally muttered, Michael, you've changed everything. Yes, I said quietly. I changed everything. And now, it's done. I stepped out of the office, the thrill of control still pulsing quietly through me. The world outside felt familiar but mine. The journey wasn't over, I had more to achieve, but the chapter of betrayal was closed. And they would never forget it. I stepped onto the balcony of my penthouse, the city sprawling beneath me like a living map of opportunity. Mark joined me, holding a glass of champagne. You've really done it, Michael, he said quietly, awe in his voice. I've done what I set out to, I replied, watching the lights flicker in rhythm with distant traffic. Not for revenge anymore, but for myself, Mark smiled. It shows. Everyone who doubted you, they can't ignore it now. I nodded slowly. They can't. Ryan, Jessica, they're learning that some opportunities don't come twice. But I don't dwell on them. My focus is forward, not backward. Mike laughed softly, joining us with Lila. You've turned every setback into this. It's impressive. It was never about impressing anyone, I said, shaking my head. It was about survival, growth, and proving to myself that I could rise above betrayal. And now I can finally enjoy the peace that comes from strength. Lila placed a hand on my arm. You've earned more than success. You've earned respect and self-worth. People can see it, Michael. Not just me, but everyone who truly matters. I smiled, letting her words sink in. Thank you, Lila. That's what I've learned. Validation isn't something others give you. It's something you claim for yourself. And that's the real power. Mark raised his glass. To Michael. For surviving, thriving, and showing us what it means to turn pain into strength. To life, I said, clinking glasses with them. And to moving forward without regret. That's the legacy I want to leave. Lila glanced at me thoughtfully. Do you ever think about what it was like before? Before the betrayal? All the time, I admitted. But it's no longer bitterness, I feel. It's perspective. Every insult, every dismissal, every setback, it shaped me. And now, standing here, I see that I needed all of it to reach this point. Mark chuckled softly. You always were more resilient than you realized. Resilience isn't innate, I said. It's learned. It's the product of surviving the worst and refusing to break. Every challenge, every betrayal, it was training. And now I'm stronger than I've ever been. I reached into my pocket, pulling out a small, worn notebook, the one I had scribbled plans in when the world seemed against me. I held it lightly. This, I said, reminds me where I started, and how far I've come. From the darkness of betrayal to the clarity of self-made strength. Lila smiled. It's beautiful, Michael. Symbolic and real. You've transformed tragedy into triumph. I took a deep breath, looking out at the skyline. And that's what matters. Not the people who tried to break me, but the person I've become. I've earned my peace, my confidence, and my future. Mark nodded, and everyone else they're left in regret. I shrugged softly. Let them be. I don't need to gloat. Karma and time take care of them. My work, my life, my happiness, that's enough. Lila touched my shoulder. You've also shown us what it means to rise without losing yourself. That's a rare kind of victory. I smiled, feeling warmth spread through me. It is rare, but worth every struggle, every sleepless night, every tear. Growth comes from hardship, and strength comes from surviving it. Mike looked at me with genuine respect. You've changed lives, Michael. Not just your own, but ours too. Watching you reclaim everything and more has taught us something invaluable. It's never just about reclaiming, I said quietly. It's about becoming. Becoming someone who doesn't need apologies, who doesn't crave validation, who stands firm regardless of what others think. That's the legacy I want to leave. The city lights glimmered below, reflecting in my eyes like stars. I felt a quiet contentment, an inner calm that had eluded me for years. The betrayal, the heartbreak, the struggle, they were all behind me. Lila whispered softly. So, this is your ultimate victory, isn't it? Yes, I said, holding the notebook to my chest. Not loud, not flashy, but real, resilient, quietly powerful. The people who tried to destroy me only built me into someone untouchable. And that's my legacy of strength. We stood there together, letting the silence and the city embrace us. I didn't need applause or recognition. I had survived, thrived, and claimed a life that no one could take from me. The journey had been brutal, but the reward was absolute. And as the night deepened, I realized the truth. Betrayal can break a person, but resilience, patience, and self-worth build an unshakable life. That was mine, finally,